video demo for my 1979 Fender Bassman 10 ultra linear 70-watt version. Bigger transformers, a little higher B+. This is a bass amp, and I haven't touched the bass side, and I will demo that real quick, but I have made changes over here on the guitar side. As a bass amp, it's okay. The bass side, I'll put the deep switch off. Let's take the volume to like 8, treble at 7, middle 8, 9, somewhere in there, bass around 7, master volume around 3. So it works all right as a bass amp. You know, it's kind of flat to me. It has like low response. Also, this is a Tele. This is them in phase. So amp is pretty quiet. It has a matching circuit and a hum balance circuit built in. So output tube biasing circuit, pot in the back, and the hum balance. But this is these lights in this basement. If you've seen any of my other demos, they are very sensitive to amps are sensitive to the lighting here because we've got the dimmer switches and incandescent bulbs. One of these days I'll switch to LEDs and get rid of those dimmers, but for now. So on this side, on the normal side, I basically followed the schematic of what a super reverb of the era, the ultra linear super reverb would do. So I made some adjustments in the tone stack and then also in the output side. So yeah, just a few resistors. I think if you go on Premium Guitar magazine or their website, I basically followed the suggestions they made there. One other thing I did was, in this right now, I think I got a 12AX7 in the phase inverter to see if it add a little bit more gain. It adds a little bit. It's not substantial. So the best thing you could do is more or less run whatever good V1 tube 12AX7 you've got, or V tube. So like in this case, it's the V2. I think I've got an Amperex 12AX7 in there, and I will include the original 7025s of the Fender. So let me take the master volume down. As you can tell, it's much louder, and it just has more guitar volume to it. I did pull the treble up. I mean, it's a 410 closed back cab, so it has its own thing going on. Let me demo the lights here, just to give you an idea of the sound and the difference that it makes. So those lights do induce quite a bit of hum, and I could do the hum balance all day long, but on this Telecaster with these lights, it's gonna hum. So the master's on 2.5, volume at 10 on the normal, treble at like 8 or 9, the middle is up to 10. I could drop it down a little bit, and then the bass, which the bass does add volume. It adds a little bit of volume, but mainly just the bass. But it, you know, it's a bass amp, so. It's right on the beginning of breakup. You know, with these mods. Otherwise, it was the normal channel was very similar to the bass side. It's kind of weak sounding. Definitely didn't sound like 70 watts. But now it's real mid-heavy. I mean, it's got a nice mid-crunch. And I'm sure with humbuckers it would be even louder. So plenty enough to tour out with, to play with the backline. And then also you could turn it into a head, make it easier to go around. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could do. You could turn it into a full Bassman, a blackface circuit if you want, which is not far off. You know, I didn't change anything. So these are both still the 68K with a 1 meg going to ground resistor. So it's exactly what a Bassman is anyway. But you could do like a normal and a bright channel if you wanted to lower some of the values. This amp is super clean. It was used by a lady in a church. The only thing that they did was add these handles here, which just have 4 screws in them, and they could be plugged and covered up, and I can include like a small piece of Tolex if you wanted to patch it or whatever. But I'll be honest with you, this amp is kind of heavy, it's kind of bulky, and just for its size, to have those handles makes it so much easier to carry up and down stairs than just that top handle. So but it does come with the cover. The power tubes have been replaced. I replaced those with like Wing C's, I believe is what they are. That's what I had on hand, a match set of those. And inside, I haven't done the filter caps because they all tested good, and they're like the silver can Mallories. They're not like the other ones from the Silver Faces with the cardboard. So they're the silver can Mallories, and those all tested pretty close, and no need to change those. I went ahead and changed anything that looked bad, and of course made the changes to the normal circuit and turned it into a guitar amp. So, but yeah, it's a cool little amp. It'd be a really good first tube amp. It takes pedals really well. If you drop the pre-volume and take up the master, just like in most amps, you'll get more headroom. And as you can hear, it's starting to break up there too. So I mean, you could really stop pushing the front end and just take the back, and you can get nice clean stuff. If you wanted to use it as a pedal platform. So, but no dents or dings in the front face. It does kind of have a bit of a smell of, I don't know if it's weed or what, but what had happened, I truly believe, was two switches had failed. The power and the standby switches had failed the original Carlings, and I think some varnish or whatever it was got in there, and when I got it, electrical current was striking through both of them. So I also had changed those two, the power switch and the standby switches, with Fender OEM Carling switches. So yeah, it's a cool little amp. Man, it really woke it up. It's made it a lot more fun, a lot more versatile for guitarists, but also works for bass. If it doesn't sell, it'll stay as a backline here, and whenever I have guys over, we just use it for bass amps. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.